You're watching part 8 of the Rapid Developer walkthrough. If you haven't seen part 1, click here. If you're completely new to Mendix, check out the link in the description to create a Mendix account. It's time to add some access rules, also known as security rules. We'll apply these rules to pages, microflows, and data so that different types of users can have only the access they need. A user could add, delete, or see elements of the app that you don't want them to. That's what we are going to fix. Let's go into App Security, where you set the overall security level and where you manage high-level security settings. After setting it to prototype level, you can demo your security rules and users will have to log into the app. First, we need to set up page access and microflow access. Notice the sudden errors represent all the pages and microflows we need to configure access rules on. Module security is where you set up the specific page, microflow, and data access for each individual module in an app. In module security, you will see module roles, which capture everything a certain user can and can't do. Module roles need to be connected to user roles. So if a user role doesn't have any module role assigned to it, then everything in that module is off limits. Let's set up the module roles now. This allows us to customize the experiences for different user roles using the same app. For example, teachers should be able to see locations so they know where they can train, but won't be allowed to edit the details for data consistency. If you want a user to see something on a page, they need to have access to that page. The administrator should always have access to all pages and custom logic. Trainees should only be able to check out the agenda. All other pages should be off limits. Any page element that is connected with a microflow will only be visible to module roles assigned to it. Only the administrator should be able to create, delete, and add training events. Now the errors are gone. If you go into App Security, you will see that the app status still says incomplete. We need to link the user roles to the module roles we just created. Change user to teacher and click OK. Add a new user role for trainee. We already have the module roles, so deselect the checkbox. It's time to link our user roles to the module roles. Make sure each user role is connected to the correct module roles. Now the app status says complete. In order to test the app now, you'll need to configure demo users with login credentials. In the App Security, open the Demo Users tab. When we create a demo role, make sure to set the entity to administration account. We can now log in as an ex-admin with the number 1 as the password. Click the user icon on the right side of the app to switch between demo roles and their behavior. Let's make a custom homepage for trainees. Under the App Explorer, let's open the App Navigation settings. We will set up the role-based home pages now. Identify the correct user role. Choose what page to direct those users to. Now let's test our changes. As a trainee, you wouldn't be able to see the navigation bar or other pages. It's time to set the app security level to production. Production means we need to configure who can do what with information in our app. This time, there's a lot more errors. Open the Module Security again and look for a new Entity Access tab. Let's set up Entity Access for administrators. Select All Entities because the administrator needs to be able to create, delete, read, and update access everywhere. Select the Administrator module role. Also check Allow creating new objects and Allow deleting existing objects. Set the member rights to read and write. The teacher should not be able to create any objects, nor should they be allowed to delete them. As for the information inside the attributes, the teacher should be able to see all the information, but not change it. To achieve this, each entity should be configured individually. Select the teacher role and set the default rights for new members to none. Note that setting the default member rights for new members to none is the best practice. Default rights will automatically assign this selection as the access rule for any new attributes or associations you create in the future, potentially granting rights unintentionally. Leaving this on none will require you to individually give access for each new member. Let's set the member access rights to read.
If you want to see more walkthroughs like this, then subscribe now.
Can follow the same steps for location, registration, teacher, trainee, and training event entities. The total number of registrations should also be hidden from the trainee. There will be a few errors left because we allow trainees read access, but no access to the information inside the entities. The trainee should only be able to read the information inside the training event entity. Everything else should be hidden or off limits. Let's give the trainee read access for the information on those pages. Trainees have access to a page, but aren't allowed to see some information displayed on that page. This leaves an error message, so double-click on the error. Right-click the line and click Edit Condition for Visible. Check the Show the Text for selected roles. Deselect the trainee. Let's go to our app security settings. In the Administrator tab, we can set up the default login credentials. You can also remove the login page by allowing anonymous users. If we want users to create very secure passwords, we can set this up here.